Anyways, it continues here on One News Now. I'm Riza Diaz. Senator Ping Lacson and Tito Soto, his running mate, is in Dumaguete, Negros Oriental to woo voters. Let's get the details. We have Mean Los Baños on the line to tell us more. Mean, good afternoon. Can you tell us the latest, please?
Hi, Rita. Good afternoon. The Lacson-Soto tandem first met with local officials and businessmen in Dumaguete today. Both explained their advocacies, including their plan for a better budgeting system and how LGUs can benefit from it. Lacson later led the ribbon cutting of a campaign headquarters here in the city. And they also held an online kumustahan with live audience in Barangay Botinguel earlier today. With them are senatorial aspirants Dr. Mengita Padilla and former PNP Chief Guillermo Eleazar. After meeting the officials, Lacson commented on the Supreme Court's ruling on the anti-terror law. Lacson, who sponsored the measure, said it's a total victory for him and the other 22 senators who voted for its passage. However, Lacson admitted that just like any other laws, the ATL could be abused if there are misinterpretations. But he assured the public that those who will be violating the implementation will be punished by the law. Riza, after today's events, the tandem will proceed to SAMAR for another round of discussion with residents. Riza?
Thank you for that update. That's Mean Los Baños reporting to us live. Now, another journalist was gunned down earlier this week, making this the second death of a journalist in the country in just 2 months. Roman Lopez has the report.
After the killing of reporter Don Dinoy in October, another one was slain in SAMAR on Wednesday evening. This amateur video was taken moments after journalist Jess Malabanan, a longtime stringer for Reuters, was shot inside his house in San Joaquin, Calbayog City. The victim was later pronounced dead on arrival in the hospital. Jess was said to be watching television with his wife when an unidentified gunman shot him in the head, killing him instantly.
Gusto ko talaga ng hustisya para sa asawa ko, sir. Dahil walang ginawa dito, kahit pagtanong kayo dyan, wala siyang inapakan na tao. Paika-ika nga yun dahil may arthritis. Pinipilit niya magbiyahe dito pag may kailangan na papel yung tinutulungan niya dahil hindi marunong magbasa.
A special investigation task group was created to solve the Malabanan case. Authorities have yet to figure out the motive behind the killing.
Meron pong nakita na dalawang suspect. However, hindi pa po ma-identify or masabi ang pagkakakilanlan po sa mga nasabing suspetsado kasi agad naman po itong umalis sa crime scene papunta po ng Northern Samar na area. Sa ngayon po, lahat po ng anggulo ay tinitingnan po natin.
But for Jess's wife, it could be Jess's advocacy to help illiterate poor landowners in the area to fight for their land.
Hindi kami nag-iisip na ganyan dahil alam ko wala naman siyang kaaway.
Wala ba siyang pagbabanta?
Wala naman pagbabanta, sir, sa text or tawag na sa phone, wala. Pero may mga tao na sinasabihan siya nga, Sir Jess, ingat ka lang. Sabi niya, ba't naman ako mag-iingat, ba't naman ako matatakot? Wala naman akong inaapin tao dito.
Proper necrological services and burial for Jess will be held tomorrow by his family in Pampanga. For News 5, Rame Lopez. We are One News.
The Presidential Task Force on Media Security is chasing leads in the killing of journalist Jess Malabanan. In the Laging Handa briefing this morning, Undersecretary Joel C. Egco said a case conference is set by Monday next week. Egco said there have been positive developments on the case, but he cannot yet divulge the information. He added that they are looking into land disputes as a possible motive for the killing of the journalist, especially as Malabanan supposedly got into farming when he moved to Samar. Egco disclosed that Malabanan had also sought their help when he received death threats years ago. But he said that the journalist was possibly killed due to reasons not related to his work in Luzon.
Sinisilip po natin yan, yung mga usaping lupa, baka may nakaaway siya roon. At doon po tayo nakasentro ngayon, doon sa lugar kung saan siya pinaslang. Dahil dito po sa Luzon, kung saan siya nagtatrabaho, wala po kami makitang kaaway niya rito.
We'll be back with more stories after the break. Keep it here on One News. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Riza Diaz. South African scientists say there are no signs yet that the Omicron variant is causing more severe illness. Hospital data in South Africa shows that COVID-19 admissions are rising sharply in more than half of the country's 9 provinces. Despite this, deaths are not rising as dramatically, and the median length of hospital stay remains normal. Although scientists say more time is needed to arrive at a definitive conclusion, South African Health Minister Joe Falaala said the signs of Omicron on severity were positive. The United States is dealing with double trouble in the face of another Delta surge and the threat of the Omicron variant. Now, what policies are in place to prevent infection and transmission? Let's find out more in this Bloomberg report.
It all comes down to hospitalization rates and severe disease rates. There's preliminary data now suggesting that a boost will probably give you a really good immune response that protects against Omicron. And therefore, if that holds true, then the current strategy of getting people boosted should be able to limit our severe disease cases and allow us to keep going without any major changes in in our public health intervention policies. But, we're far away from that because we're certainly dealing right now with a Delta surge that's really approaching peak levels that we've ever seen here in the U.S. And so we're really in a bit of a pickle here in terms of trying to figure out how to deal with the current Delta as well as prepare for a potential Omicron.
There are a lot of issues embedded in there. I want to tease out one idea of quarantining if you're exposed, because that's been highly disruptive, especially for kids who've gone back to school or people going to the workplace. And this is a big reason why people are worried about bringing people back to the offices. How transmissible is somebody who has been inoculated 3 times, who, let's say, gets a breakthrough infection, or even twice? Are they as infectious as an unvaccinated individual?
The data suggests that you still will be more likely to not transmit the virus. There are certainly some cases out in the literature right now where if someone who's been vaccinated gets a strong infection and has a lot of virus, they can transmit. But for most people, vaccination will reduce the transmission of both Delta and we assume now for Omicron to other individuals. So vaccination still is the route to sort of turn the curve here. I think the thing we really have to think about right now, particularly when it comes to Omicron, is we've seen data that's mostly focused on vaccinated people and individuals who are relatively healthy. We haven't seen cases of Omicron in vulnerable populations, the elderly, immunocompromised, people on cancer therapies. It's what Omicron does in those populations that don't have the protection induced by the vaccine that is going to be really important to judge, because if those vulnerable parts of the population are even more sensitive to severe disease with Omicron, then we really have to rethink some of our public health approaches.
Let's now take a quick look at today's other top stories. President Duterte reiterated his claim that the Philippines has a quote vibrant democracy during the U.S. Summit for Democracy. Duterte said the freedom is fully enjoyed in the country and the regular transfer of power is guaranteed through honest elections. 3 nursing graduates from the pamantasan ng lungsod ng Maynila topped the 2021 nursing licensure exam. The university also lauded all of its 13 examinees for achieving a 100% passing rate. And the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas has released the new design of the 1,000 peso bill approved by the National Historical Institute. The Monetary Board and the Office of the President have given the go signal for its circulation in the country starting next year. Now, for more updates, visit News 5, The Philippine Star, and Business World Online. Visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. You can also catch One News on a Signal Play app. Register for a free account now at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. I'm Riza Diaz. Mask on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. We are One News.